This podcast is rated R for restricted. Under 17 requires accompanying parent or adult guardian. Mission 250.
We're doing Oscars, guys. It's that season. Aren't you excited? We're doing Oscars. We're going to do as many as we can watch that are made available to us. Streaming these days is pretty fucked up. Like, there's no telling when things are going to come out, but we found one. It's called Anora. You can rent it on Things for money at this point.
Lots of money, actually.
Yeah,
I was like,
$10
$10
for rental.
That's not terrible.
Is this? Inflation.
It's not, it's
It's
still
like
not as much as a movie.
It's better than 20. If it's still in the theater,
No,
you have
no.
to pay 20 for
No,
it.
I know.
That's
And I'm glad I only paid 10.
TC's going last.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. So this movie's available. Real quick, spoiler-free reviews. It's called Anora, by the way. Directed, written, edited, and produced by Sean Baker. Came out this year. Anora. Let's start with TC. Get the negativity out of the way. Short, spoiler-free review. Go for it. 20 seconds.
Was the director like 15? Because this is like the every teenager's dream of what life could be. I don't know. Characters weren't likable. If you had any problems with drugs and alcohol, this could be a very triggering movie. I kind of struggled through this one and quit halfway and then kept fast forwarding through scenes until I got to the end, and that was it. Couldn't do it.
God,
Did not like it.
brutal.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. John, what do you got?
All right. This movie was really indulgent and slow. I was just sort of like some of the scenes at first, and I sort of in the middle, it sort of picked up and was almost funny in a way, and I got interested, and then it just really slow. Really, just everything moved way slower than it needed to, and I agree with Denny or TC. There's kind of an adolescent feel to it.
Okay, 20 seconds.
There.
I thought this movie was hilarious. I liked almost the entire thing. The ending had me scratching my head. But if there was someone to beat Demi Moore for Best Actress this year, I would think Mikey Madison. I wouldn't be upset if she won. I thought she was pretty amazing in this movie.
She yelled a lot.
She was hilarious. This movie was hilarious. I was on the couch laughing for 2 hours.
I don't think I laughed at all.
That scene, right? I really started to enjoy the part where the thugs are there and they're trying to restrain her, but they don't want to hurt her.
That was funny. And she's he's like, I'm telling you, she's gonna run.
Yeah,
and he's
watch
like, what
out.
do you mean? We're two dudes. And, that was. I giggled, but I wasn't like slapstick laughing. I was kind of more like horrified. Like, what am I watching
because
right
she's
now?
still suffering and being restrained. So it sort of.
You know what helped me? What really helped me is I watched this with Naomi, and Naomi was laughing hysterically at that scene. Towards the beginning,
man.
Okay.
I was laughing, but Naomi was laughing harder, and I was like, this is kind of scary, right? Like it's a little bit scary, but it's also kind of over the top. But Naomi was laughing. I was like, okay, this is comedy.
Oh,
I'm
you
allowed
had a
to
pass,
laugh.
I guess. Yeah, I'm
guess
sitting there,
so.
but
Yeah.
I wasn't enjoying it, but either was Daisha. I was not enjoying it first, but either was she, and that probably, even she was like, what is this? What are we watching right now? And I'm like, it's blame Denny. You got to blame Denny. I didn't pick it.
Blame
I thought
the
this was
Cannes
really
Film
good.
Festival. They
Right.
gave this the Palme d'Or.
I thought it was really good.
It's a shocking
okay.
movie, I guess. Except
Well,
for
I'm glad you liked it, Denny.
I'm glad one of us did.
I just
I
felt
was
like
totally carried along. The first 45 minutes when they were like dating and stuff, I just thought that was fun.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
was
How can you
adolescent-
not like that part? It's literally them having sex for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and having
oh,
fun
yeah, that's
and
great.
having
Or
infinite
even,
fun.
you
Why are you
like,
saying that sarcastically? It is great.
I see
it
what
was
they're
great to
trying
watch.
do. Like at the beginning, they're just also trying to show the life of a stripper in a strip club. And they're showing that, just trying to show her daily life and how that's going and what that's like. And I just didn't feel like that was well done. Even I don't know.
I did. I'm just going to keep saying
good.
I did. Yeah. A lot of the time we agree on these sorts of things, but I really disagree. I thought that the way it was shot with like the low down camera and the shaky cam and obviously handheld, and like the way it was edited, it was like very long scenes kind of played out in one shot, and then it just had like a hard cut to like some other period of time.
Right. In other words, very
And
little
that
editing.
worked.
Right. It just feels like these were.
No, I thought the editing was
used.
really functional.
Really?
No, I like the edit because it gave the movie its feeling, and I really liked the
But
feeling.
didn't you think
it had a feeling of realism.
Didn't we? So at some point I thought to myself, hey, I got it. She's a stripper. They're partying.
Right.
Got it.
Or
where are we going next,
right,
guys?
Right. Also,
what's coming up
sex.
next? Because if I swear to God, if I watch someone blow another line, I'm out of here. You know? And it's just, it was all around bad for me, man. I was not having
That's fair.
a good time. I mean, I do agree with you in the sense that she was a good actor, you know, when she can get angry and
there's a lot to do.
She fights really well and she definitely act and there was a performance there, but everything else.
But I also, just to keep going on that, TC, that I get it feeling I got a lot. It's like, I get it. She's a stripper. I get it. They're having a good time. I get it. They're having lots of quick sex. I get it. They're looking for the guy. Still looking for the guy. Going to this place.
Are the parents coming? Oh, they're going to go back to Russia? Oh, we got to see all of that now.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, dude.
I mean, again, there were moments there that I really liked, but I just felt so like confused. And then towards the end, that caps it off so much as they're just sitting there on the couch for quite a long time, just her and what's his name, Bart, Igor. Which again, I thought he was very good too. He was really charismatic. I loved he was part of why it was so funny when she was fighting them, because his expressions was so good about like,
he was so
I do not want to be here.
I don't know what to do.
I got a job
but I
to
have
do.
to restrain you.
Right. I got a job to do. I don't want to do it. It was really funny.
It's okay. It's okay.
And I mean, again,
you're crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah. He contrasted with the other guy who had the broken nose, who was also really funny the way he handled it all. I don't know. Yeah, but the performances were still kind of good. I liked the parents, but even then, it was still like, I didn't want the dad to just sit there and laugh his ass off. I wanted the dad to smirk a little, you know, not be like all happy, giggly, laughing so long. That just seemed overdone. Again, adolescent. It felt like it was overdone in places and lingering on way too much and not moving on with the points it was making. And then at the end, weird that I didn't really get. And there's just, it was sort of striking too. So that they're there on the couch forever. Then they're in the car forever. Then the camera shifts its focus entirely and she's looking at you for a couple of scenes there, right at the end. And that's some big artistic decision, but it's a complete...
You better believe it, John. You better fucking believe it.
Oh, yeah, and then what? So, I mean, my thought too, John, was, okay, so she just ended up where she was at the beginning?
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. Oh, and again,
haven't changed, right?
I mean, I guess that's the
negative change arc.
Yeah, no, almost, I also will call it. I called it too. It's like, oh, this is all going to hit her, and she's going to cry. She's going to have the cry. I bet that's how they end it. I bet they end on the cry.
And they did.
It's like, they did.
Did you guess that Igor was going to be inside of her when she cried at the end, John? I bet you didn't guess that.
I was like, okay, I kind of get it that's her life, but I still don't understand why. We
just had to have one more sex scene. Come on, guys. Just one more. Just one more sex scene.
They were shot so well.
Come on.
The sound effects. Best movie sex sound effects I've ever heard. Gotta be. Sounded like real sex.
Man. I honestly did not turn that up. I don't know. A lot of slurping.
We're cranking it. I can see where you guys are coming from, but everything you're saying, like the slowness, aided in the realism, and the slapstick over the top stuff didn't seem over the top because everything else seemed realistic. Like the balance really worked for me. And part of the slow editing helped that. Like the long scenes made it seem like these people were actually doing the things that they were
tired
doing.
and like getting worn out and just exhausted.
Yeah.
And it plays a really, it tries. I wish it did better. And I liked what it was doing. I like it playing the knife edge of like walking the edge of starting to feel sorry for all these guys that are just in the throes of this family, you know, like that they're all just like screwed and none of them are happy to be there or really wanting to do the things that they have to do, but they have to, or they're going to get screwed.
Killed.
And and I don't even know, killed or live ruined, at least. It didn't seem like these guys were more like the killers. They were just more like, we'll just fucking ruin your entire life. You'll wish you were dead, but we're not going to kill you because that'd make too much of a scene and the cops would get involved, you know, or whatever. But we will ruin your life and your family's life and anybody your family knows, I guess. That kind of thing.
The Russians.
Right. I don't know. But,
the Russians just push you out of a building. What are you talking about? They just kill you.
Yeah. Anyway, I liked what it was going for, man, but it didn't hook. I didn't get it. I didn't get carried along. So yeah.
I mean, it just,
That's
for
tough.
me, the characters were just so not likable. And
I had the opposite. I liked all of them. I don't know why.
I don't either. Maybe you're an adolescent at heart, and I'm just a fucking curmudgeon. And there's, we're in different.
I haven't gone out and done anything fun in a long time. So
maybe that's what it is, Danny. Maybe you're like, I'm missing that.
Great.
I'm missing. This is fucking awesome.
Denny used to be party every night. Denny.
Back when we were in Boston, me and him would be out fucking doing all sorts of
I used to go to like 8 to 10 music festivals a year.
Right?
Across the country.
Remember that?
It was fun.
We had the good days.
I haven't done that shit in years. And it's not because I don't want to do it.
No.
Because I can't do it anymore.
Exactly.
Too old. I got too many responsibilities.
Man, life just gets,
Got to spend my money on other things.
Yeah.
It's dumb. But I liked the Russian guy in the beginning. I was actually pretty upset towards the end when he ended up being like the asshole that you kind of saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing there. I kind of liked their relationship. It seems.
Yeah, I would have liked it better if there was something there, and they show that again that he's trapped rather than that he's just a spoiled little brat. I think that it would have made it heavier to show that it still needed to end the way it does, but to show that he's stuck and he doesn't necessarily want that way, not that way. I would have liked that better too. But
is that what happens?
No, he's just a spoiled little brat who doesn't. He's just like. Just had a good time with her.
Yeah, but on that plane scene that I saw, he was crying like a little baby.
He's not having any remorse towards her or feelings.
No, he called her an escort, right? And she flipped out and that whole thing.
Like there's not even a hint from him at that point that he has feelings.
He says sorry. He says
because he was a little upset, but he was upset at mommy and daddy, not upset about the situation with his wife.
It didn't feel like it anyway. The way it was played out, it didn't feel like he had any feelings for her really, other than that she showed him a good time and he appreciated that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I kind of liked the reactions of people and the way the story went. It made the characters seem more interesting because at surface level, I do agree they kind of seemed shallow, but what they ended up doing at the end, it made them seem a lot deeper just because it didn't really fit with that shallow framework of who they were, I
just wish it would have pulled it off better, but I like this idea because we've seen so many fucking mob movies about these badass guys and the badass people that work for them and whatever. Maybe they feel bad later or whatever the fuck, but it's really not the sense of it. This was trying for that. These guys are all miserable in the orbit of this family. They're all like fucking miserable, all of them, every single one of them. And I like that angle a lot. I thought that was again, but I don't feel like it was always pulled off too well either in a sense. But
again, there's something there. Like story wise, there is something there to explore, as they say.
And the mom for being a total awful, cruel, powerful mom. She was great. She was fierce. I thought, again, that was exactly what I was thinking she would be, but in a good way. Like she really pulled that off. The dad just
because they first introduced her over the phone, right?
No, you just heard the yelling.
You just heard her yell, right? Yeah. It's a cool way to introduce a character, I think, because you're not sure if they're important or not yet,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie, what is it? Pretty Woman meets Uncut Gems. Got a little bit of Parasite in there, having the super long scene in a living
My Cousin
room
Vinny.
in the middle of the movie. My Cousin Vinny?
Yeah. Just got the girl with the Bronx accent that they think they're going to be able to push around and doesn't get pushed around as much as you thought you'd push her around.
Tough SOB, right.
Yeah.
That scene in the middle was 35 minutes long, the living room scene.
Oh, of her being... Yeah.
Brutal.
The abduction scene.
Yeah.
I mean, that scene by itself, I laughed literally the entire time that scene was happening.
Really?
Hard. Yeah, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
No,
something wrong with me. Something wrong with you, TC. Something is wrong with you. Look at the audience score. Really nice. Look at the critic score for this movie. Look at the nominees.
Critic score. I'm telling you, they're all 16-year-old boys. Of course they're fucking 5-star.
That's not true.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, they're
16-year-old kids don't use Rotten Tomatoes to put reviews.
It's
just like Denny, long for their glory days. That's what they are.
Yeah.
There's more people like me than like you, TC. How do you like that, huh?
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, I'm not questioning that.
That's not a good thing.
I didn't say there's something wrong with me. I just said there's something wrong with you. There's also something wrong with me. I'm just saying. Okay.
45 minutes of explicit sex followed by scary, funny stuff that's like really on the edge of it. Could it be scary? Could it be funny? It's both. Mm-hmm. That's got to be hard to do. It didn't work for you guys, but I really liked it. That feeling of like it was tension and comedy at the same time, and it wasn't short lived. It was like really long lived, and that's why I think the editing got nominated. Is because like
long lived.
But if it gets you, then it really works. It's possible to get you, and it works. Like that could probably be said for lots of movies. Like I'm sure some people think Lifetime movies are edited really well because they cry to them and stuff like that. That's probably valid to some extent. Fine. But
that's what you're going with the Lifetime argument.
I'm going to go with the Lifetime argument.
All right.
This is Lifetime for former party people.
Okay. All right.
This is the opposite side. This is art house Lifetime. How about that?
Oh, no. This isn't art house. No.
This is like late night.
This is art house? This is art house.
No, this is not art house. There's nothing abstract or stylish. No.
The slow is art house.
No, this is not art house.
This is drama.
No.
This
is drama. It's drama comedy
in a normal.
There's no artistic sense to this one, really. Come on, it's not. If anything, it was trying to go for realism.
But I mean, I would say indie
realism.
It's indie more than anything else.
Indie, yeah. I'll definitely go. I mean, it is indie. That's by definition. I don't know. That's too bad. I was hoping we could gush. This is like my second favorite movie I've seen this year. I probably mistakenly recommended it to a few people today. They might regret that.
Hey, by the way, you should watch this. First 45 minutes are probably the best part. So,
what was the best part?
Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
The abuse of the girl. Which did you like the most, Denny?
What did you think about when the phone cord was tied around her wrist? What did you think about that? It was
hilarious. I thought it was pretty funny.
When she screamed and cried. Was that funny, Denny? Was it?
It was. I was laughing.
I don't think you're supposed to laugh on those parts.
Well, I like that is how she was fighting. Like it was sort of clear the way she was doing it that she was turning it on and off too. And so it gave you this sense. I mean, this is how she was fighting. It wasn't not that she was having a great time either, but that she was using whatever she could at her disposal to try to, to defeat the people that were fighting her. And I think she pulled that off pretty well, because it is a fine line, because she is there obviously suffering, but it's like it's also like you're watching a battle and the underdog is starting to kick some ass to the surprise of everybody. And that's kind of cool, so that allows you to laugh at it too, where she like breaks the guy's nose. She's not going to move. She's going to move. I told you she's going to move.
I'm telling you.
Good.
I mean, part of that too, I was, again, really glad at the situation. I might have just gotten lucky with Naomi being there and finding it funny. I think the theater experience would have been better, maybe, if you were in a good theater and people were laughing.
The right audience, maybe
I could see, because I was, like I said, on the edge of being like, is this supposed to be funny? Right. And like, I'm kind of, like, I was still nervous because I didn't know what was going to happen.
Well, because it is, because, like, he would make stupid faces. Like, if it was really serious, he wouldn't tell a joke. So I do understand where you're coming from. I
don't know though. This movie was that sharp turn of like their love story, followed by like the priest leaving the baptism to go deal with the kid, which was like absurd, and then this whole house invasion scene. Like they were such sharp turns, and I like part of the reason it dragged me along so well is like something's going to happen. Like the first 45 minutes, I was like, something's going to happen. What is it? It's got to be something bad with the Russian mob, right? I have no idea, but it's going to happen because right now there's literally no plot progression. We're just like getting to know these characters or something.
Normal world.
And
I
then once it hits, then I'm like, okay, the rules are changing. This is getting really weird. The way it's like edited, where this is a super long scene now. Like this is a linearly edited scene and there's no cuts now. Like what are they going to do? Is this... I could have seen the rest of the movie taking place in that living room and her dying in the end. That was an option I had for myself. So like I was still kind of nervous about what was going to happen.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys, did you guys have, you didn't care at all about the character?
No, I thought it was Russian mob for sure.
Yep.
No, but you didn't have any of the tension watching it because you didn't care about her as a character?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that
and
true
I was
for you
just
too,
not
John?
enjoying the movie. So I was also being like, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
Over and over again.
That what the fuck is this was fuel for me. Strangely enough, it's like part of the reason it
you were intrigued.
Kept me going. I was intrigued again.
Turned up.
These Oscar nominees are intriguing this year, TC.
Like I was saying, though, as someone who's had trouble with drugs and alcohol, it was really hard to watch, because you're sitting there remembering those old times too, fantasizing about shit that really wasn't that fun anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So, all of those thoughts were happening while I'm watching it too. So
that's like the first
it's
hour
part
of
of
the
it
film.
as well. And I think that could be a lot of people out there. I almost warn them before they go. That's why I said something to you, John. Like, hey, just a heads up. This is when it says graphic nudity at the top. Yeah, no, they mean it. It's gonna be
right in the opening credits. Graphic nudity. You start the film, it's right there. It's just immediately.
I pressed play and there was tits, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna like this one."
I had pressed play. Daisha walked in the door and she goes, "Oh, what's this?"
You're like, "Having some alone time?" Or
I'm like, "It's a movie for the pod."
It's not porn. I swear to God.
Oh man.
Fastest time to boobs of any movie I've ever seen, as far as like an actual real movie.
That's a good factoid.
Spring Breakers. It opens on a boobs.
He's already got it ready.
Oh, Spring Breakers is boobs right at the beginning.
This one pans to boobs. Spring Breakers is bam, boobs.
No fade up, just boom, on.
Just right in your face.
Is Spring Breakers any good?
It's got its moments. I would say it's maybe worth watching. It's got a pretty funny James, what's his name, performance in it. Falco? No, Franco. There we go. Falco.
Oh, James. Okay.
Falco.
James Franco.
Eddie Falco.
Yeah, he's in it. He plays like a white trash gun dealer type of guy, and it's got its moments.
Okay.
But it's not fantastic. But if you want an opening shot on boobs, it's your number one.
It's,
promising.
Funny. Yeah.
But I will agree with you, Danny. That was something, at least at first. I not seeing anything about this film, just knowing, okay, she falls in love with this guy and he's with the Russian mob or something. I thought this is going to be dark. I thought it was going to be, they're going to have all this fun at first because we're going to have pain and misery and torture or whatever here, and they're on the run or he gets killed or who knows, and then they're after her and her family. So I enjoyed that how it shifted and became sort of comedic, even though I was still confused and didn't have anybody by me to laugh with me. So that might have helped, because I really was feeling that. I totally was asking myself, this is funny. I'm laughing a little bit here, and I don't know if I should be. But again,
there's a lot of scenes like that. Like, it's all really tense. You don't know what's going to happen, but then like the guy in the front seat vomits all over himself in the car, which was funny by itself.
Poor
and
guy.
then they try to clean it up, and they cut to like all of them with their shirts up.
Right, and now they're complaining the smell.
Like, the situation hasn't changed, but now the car smells like vomit. That's kind of funny, but
it's like a road trip humor thing, it's like a buddy movie humor stuff, Yeah,
right, but it's also like overlaid into like a kidnapping. Russian mob situation, which to me, the seriousness of that situation stayed, even though people are tripping and falling, breaking their noses, vomiting on themselves, like kind of realistic slapstick stuff. That like someone getting bonked in the head.
I like it. I like how Broken Nose Guy is always talking whatever girl up he can talk up. You're always seeing him doing that.
I thought he was going to die. I was worried the whole movie he was going to die.
Like, he did have a concussion.
And I liked him.
Because throwing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that, when you have a concussion and you throw up, isn't that like bad?
Well, it means you have a concussion. It's like,
well, you do have a concussion.
But isn't it like escalating if you vomit, or is that just like you just have a concussion and that's what happens?
Yeah, that's part of the symptoms, basically. Okay. Yeah. I know this because Alex had one 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now.
Oh, damn.
But yeah.
And I got
don't tip in your chair, kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
I got real Uncut Gems vibes from this one.
Yep. All
Sounds
the
like
yelling.
you guys
definitely. I couldn't place it until you mentioned it, but you're right. That is so true.
And it like you guys are saying it was slow, but like I was so tense the entire movie that it didn't feel slow at all. Like even the long scenes of them running around the restaurants and like bothering all these people, I was tense during those scenes and also laughing. Like, there was a weird combination of like tense laughter.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
I'm not trying to brag, guys. I'm just like trying to say like what the movie got out of me, and I thought it was really unique because I can't think.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I can't think of another movie that made me laugh while feeling tense at the same time. Right? That's a weird emotion, and I thought it was pretty cool.
It's really good that it pulled it off. I was just getting frustrated with it and tired. I was just getting tired of it. I think at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that
I thought the longer it went on, the more realistic it made it feel.
Yeah.
So the more I was just bought in, and nothing broke the buy-in. Like, even
once
at the
you're
end,
you're in.
I think that's
you can be taken out
that's what
pretty
you want a
easily.
movie to do. Like, that's one of the best things that can happen, right? So
and it seemed like such real people that I wasn't bothered by that last scene on the couch, which totally confused me. But I don't understand either of these two characters. I think like one of the most confusing parts of the movie is that you don't know whether Anora is actually a prostitute, She always says she's gets pissed off when people call her a prostitute.
But she certainly takes money for sex.
But she took money for sex the one time that we saw. We don't know if she ever did it before, but you kind of have to assume that she probably did. Maybe.
I mean, it's almost irrelevant, though, right?
I don't know. Is it though? Because like the ending scene, it kind of matters for what
they
that
certainly
means.
Because I feel like if she doesn't think she is one, then she doesn't think she is one.
She might think she is one, which is why if he gave her the ring, then she thinks she owes him because she's used to getting paid for sex. So like he gives her the ring, he gives her the sex because that's what's supposed to happen. And then she realizes she is a prostitute, and therefore she cries.
Yeah. But the movie did not bother. Yeah, the movie did not bother to show her with any hesitation. In any hesitation accepting money for sex. There was like zero.
But she liked him. The movie showed that she kind of liked this one guy.
I know.
Yeah, because he had fucking $15,000 at a time cash.
Yeah.
No problem.
Right.
Come on
Agreed.
down.
You could look at it that way, but you could also not totally disprove the other way too. It could have been the first time, right?
You're
There's
right.
no evidence otherwise.
You're right. A little ambiguity. Okay.
I think though they could have shown if they wanted to go after that angle. My impression was that this is just her life.
The angle is ambiguity, like TC said. That's definitely the angle.
I don't feel like it was that ambiguous. I felt like,
but if you don't like the characters, it doesn't matter. Either way,
I guess
so. It's not that ambiguous if you didn't find the character to be useful or like something that told you a good story that you're into.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hard because
I didn't
a
think
brutal
about
life
it.
of a stripper / prostitute, right?
Yeah, but you don't get to know her.
Tough.
I don't feel like you know her very much, and you just see her doing things and reacting to things, and sort of doesn't feel like you have a sense of who she is. I guess
She's not like going to do this because if she doesn't, she's going to be homeless. She's going to do it because that's her day job, and this is what happens.
I don't think it's her day job; it's her life. I think this is it.
That's what I meant.
She drinks and does drugs at the strip club.
A saying,
right? But I mean, it's like she doesn't have a life. This is who she is. There's no depth to her. She's a stripper. All she does is strip and sleep. That's it.
And probably have sex for money.
Yeah. So I mean, that's it. So there's no like getting to know her. This is her, and I think that's part of like what could be the realization at the end. Is now like she met this nice guy, but she has nothing to like discuss, right? And the guy, she thought like I am hollow on the inside, and this Russian guy, he fell in love with me, but he actually didn't. So then like that was I don't know, could have been a realization that she has nothing inside.
So she had all she could do to express her gratefulness to the next Russian guy is to have sex with him, I guess, because there's nothing there.
It could be, and we're talking about this. I think there's a lot of ways to interpret the ending, and that's intentional because the actress and the director, they discussed it a lot when they were setting up the scenes, but they went through all the interviews and everyone's asking what the ending means, and they would be like, we're not going to tell you guys. That's part of the point of the movie is to like, art house, John.
I have no desire. I had no desire about what the ending means. I thought it was just the usual. Oh, she's crying because it's really all hitting her now.
He got the ring because he feels bad for her and he wants to have sex with her. Cool.
I didn't think it was some big. I thought it was just not necessarily well done.
Why did she have sex with him?
Because he gave her the ring.
It's like that's all. So again, that's all.
Payment back.
I tried to. You may be giving the movie more credit, but it's all she knows how to do. It's like she doesn't know what else to do. He was nice to
her from the moment he let her go, he was pretty nice to her. He wasn't so nice when he was grabbing her and stuff, but after that, he was pretty nice to her. Yeah.
All that makes her happy is sex and money, man. It's not, Denny, this isn't some deep meaning.
Back in those days, idea. Denny, when that's all you were doing, come on, put yourself there.
Wait, what is the question?
All you're doing
when I was a prostitute? Is that your question?
Just put yourself back there when that's all you're doing. Come on, just maybe you can kind of relate.
Never fuck anyone for free, John. That's the motto.
As soon as you do, that's all you're doing for life. You set the precedent. Once you set the precedent,
I don't understand the question, John.
Even then, there was more to you, right? There was more to Denny.
There's still not more to me. I'm a shell of a human, John. A shell.
You gonna cry right now?
I watch all these movies and I pretend to be the actor. That's what I do.
Oh my God, that's
funny. That's right. That's gonna be the end of your podcast movie, Denny. Right. You're gonna just like turn the camera off and then you're just gonna cry. And then credits.
Like a Will Ferrell moment.
Palm d'Or winner. Yeah.
Right. Well, you got
sorry,
trivia?
Guys. I do. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry it didn't hit you.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. I have a couple of picks. One we're all going to get mad at, I'm sure. And then
good.
one that's supposed to be pretty
my
good.
favorite.
So it depends. Do we want to get mad or we want to maybe see a good movie? Think about that.
We can
talk
Maybe
about
see a
the
good
options.
movie. Maybe see a good
We'll
movie.
end up doing both. It'll just be the order that we do it in.
Okay, fine.
So Sean Baker, he did The Florida Project and Tangerine before this. Have you guys seen either of those?
No.
I would generally recommend them, but if you didn't like this one, I don't know. There's not as for TC. There's not as many like drugs or partying in those, or like there's none. I think. But Tangerine was before The Florida Project and was kind of noted for being filmed entirely on an iPhone back like 12 years ago.
Isn't that pretty cool?
It was pretty cool, and he did all the editing himself.
What was he,
does like his
7?
own writing.
I mean, if he's adolescent now,
The joke's funny the fourth time, John. You should just keep going with it.
I mean, you know, he's what? What is he, 16 now?
Anything that includes
that's-
sex has to be for teenagers.
Right. What is
I'm
he,
John.
16?
I'm 50 years old, and sex is for teenagers.
Did he graduate high school yet? Is this a project? His high school project?
Why would you show sex in a movie? I only like it when people yell at each other and when there's violence. Those are the only two things that I like. I'm an American.
That's right. That's
Anything
right.
that's from another country with ball slapping ass, not for me. Especially when the audio is mixed, nice, crispy, clean. You can hear everything in it. It's synced up. You know they recorded it live, John. You know they recorded it in the room.
they had a mic right there.
I was like, me and Naomi were watching it. I just went up to the TV and I was put my head close to the speaker. I'm like, Naomi, listen to that. They spent a lot of time on this.
That's really well mixed.
It looks really good.
That loudness level is perfect.
Get in here. No. Where are you going?
That's right.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
What else do I got? Okay. So Sean Baker, I mean, even if you don't like this one, I'd say Tangerine and The Florida Project. Florida Project has Willem Dafoe in it. Both really good. Definitely totally different vibe from this movie. A little more somber, but Tangerine at least. I think they both kind of had this guerrilla style shooting where it seemed a little bit documentary, but the characters in those movies are more dramatic. There is like not any really comedy in those movies. So you might like it more. This guy, Sean Baker, writes, produces, directs, and edits all of his own movies, which is
Love that.
pretty
That's
sweet.
cool.
It
Yep.
doesn't happen very much anymore.
No, it doesn't.
And he's the 10th person in history to receive a director and editor award for the same movie. It's not a very long list. You got David Lean for Passages to India, Steve James for Hoop Dreams, the Coen brothers for Fargo and No Country for Old Men. You got James Cameron for Titanic and Avatar. You got Alfonso Cuarón for Children of Men and Gravity. Michael something for The Artist. Jean-Marc Vallée for Dallas Buyers Club, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. Those are all the director editors. And then he's one of 4 people to win or to get nominated for Best Picture, Director, Screenplay, and Editing. And 2 of the other 4 people are the Coen brothers, and the other one is Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Nice.
So
Wow.
short list for that one
Really,
too.
really talented.
Yeah.
Really talented. He did a lot of research for the strippers. Believe it or not,
sure he did.
guys.
His research,
Yeah.
bah. His
You had to make sure it
research.
was the first 45 minutes. All the stripper stuff was pretty realistically portrayed. Naomi has never been to a strip club with women in it, obviously, and
Wow.
I have. Bachelor parties, and other times potentially.
Yeah,
I lived a
Tuesdays.
full life, John. I'm telling you, I really miss 10 years ago, Denny. That's what I'm trying to say.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
I don't even carry ones around anymore, just to, just in
man.
case you get in the mood. So they did a lot of research on that, and the tinsel in the hair, the extensions, that's like a new thing.
I liked
that's
it. That was
current.
pretty.
Yeah, but like they had some stripper consultants, the red-haired like evil, quote unquote evil stripper, like the protagonist or the antagonist stripper. She's a real stripper, and she did a lot of consulting on the project.
Okay.
And that's like a new fad. So if you go to a strip club these days, you might see that because it's like the hot new thing.
How do they do that? Did you research
just
it? What do they do?
extensions.
It's like they just twist
The same
tinsel
thing
in
as
the
like
hair.
regular hair. You like, I don't know how extensions work, but you just like put it in your
Just
hair.
clip them, maybe. It looked really neat.
I have no idea.
I thought it looked really neat in her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his idea was like, it's real, it's new, and it'll look interesting on camera because it's
Because
constantly
it
moving.
glistens around. And
Right.
Yeah, that's
so it was
cool.
like the easy yes. Let's just do that. Neon, the distribution company, this is the 5th Palme d'Or winner they have distributed.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy, huh?
Did they do T-Tain too?
They did.
I thought so.
They did Triangle of Sadness. They did Anatomy of a Fall. They did Parasite.
They definitely have a style.
They do. And it's weird, too, because they just buy these movies, right? They just go like...
They're like, that's our style,
distributors.
buy it.
Oh, yeah,
that's our
good,
style, buy it.
But there,
cool.
Have you seen Triangle of Sadness?
Yeah.
It is... It has some real highlights.
Is it sad?
No.
Oh,
okay. It's kind of cool, kind of funny, and kind of pisses you off.
Yeah, it's a good way to say it, I think, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But it
It's
has
full
some
of
good,
itself,
really
but
good moments.
It's a range
sometimes.
of emotions when you watch it.
Yeah. It's worth it for the middle third, at the very least.
Yeah, really, that's right. Yeah, I remember the ending getting annoyed in particular. And yeah. So maybe just watch like the first 2/3 and then just shut off.
Just watch the middle third. Fuck the beginning.
I don't remember the beginning.
As soon as you see Woody Harrelson on a boat, watch that part, and as soon as that part ends, you can shut it off.
That's true.
And you'll be
Woody
happy.
Harrelson drunk off his ass on a boat as a captain. It was really funny.
It was.
He just grabbed the ship's comm and talked to things on a cruise ship, and he'd just say stuff.
That's kind of cool.
The guy who played the Russian husband, his name is Mark something I can't pronounce, did the audition tape nude.
Why?
Okay.
I heard this was a stripper
because
movie.
you get the part, John. Because he's going to be naked a lot of the movie. He's going to be sitting without a shirt on playing Xbox a lot of the movie. He's going to do a backflip, and you're going to get to see his hairy taint once in the you know? You got to make sure.
You were talking about the dad.
Okay.
I was confused. I thought you were talking about his dad.
That backflip was cool.
The backflip, that was pretty damn funny.
That was.
He was very excited for the sex.
He was very happy to be there.
Yes, he was.
Little puppy.
Yes, he was.
It was good. So Sean Baker and his wife acted out all the sex positions they wanted the actors to do.
I guess that makes it okay, right? I mean, at least when you got your wife with you, I guess it's not as weird.
Then you just over here and you go bam, 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 like that. Bam, bam, bam.
Smack,
no, you need more
smack,
shaking
smack.
like this.
Yeah, no, arch your back just a little bit more. There you go. There you go.
No. Yeah.
It reminded me of
you got to hit it, or you're not going to get the sound. We need the sound.
That good slap sound. Right.
We're gonna need more microphones in here. We're gonna do this in friggin' Dolby Atmos. Come on, it's coming from the ceiling.
Guy somewhere in the set. Anybody?
We get more people crowded around the scene right now.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the part of Monty Python, The Meaning of Life, where the teacher is like a sex ed class, and the teacher has his wife come in, and it's John Cleese like fucking his wife in front of a bunch of kids. Do you remember that scene?
No.
He's describing how to have sex, and he's showing the kids how to have sex, and that's. I was like, I bet it was like that. It had to have been similar to that. But they did this for a while. There was a lot of pre-production on this movie. Mikey Madison didn't have a Coney Island accent. She didn't speak Russian, and she didn't know how to strip before doing this movie. So she learned all of that for this movie.
Yeah.
I thought she was a stripper in the beginning of the movie, right? When she did the freaking pole thing and the way she acted, I was like, she can do the stripper click with the heel. She can do the upside down spinny thing.
She's got the let's go to the ATM down.
She's acting like a... Right? It's when like they do a dance move and they click their giant plastic shoes together and it goes click. Okay. They do it all the time to like signify that this move is over. It's like, I'm going to do a spinny thing. Click. Next move.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember it specifically because I was drunk at a strip club once and one of the guys I was with was just pissed and sitting there. He's like, fucking hate the stripper click.
Why do they click it like that? Stop clicking it.
And that sentence is stuck in my head for 15 years at this point.
Right, nice. And now it is here.
And it's always back. That's how you know it's authentic.
It's memorialized forever now.
Yeah. But so Naomi was sitting next to me and she was like, is this really what a strip club is like? And I was like, it's pretty dead on.
It is. Yeah,
it's
pretty much.
Pretty exactly dead on.
Yep.
She's like, it's pretty weird. I'm like, it's super fucking weird.
It's weird, all right.
That's why you got to get really drunk to even halfway enjoy yourself because the whole situation is totally fucking creepy.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, I'm not, not that I'm complaining, but like, it's a little weird. It is.
It's fun if you go with a group of guys for an event. It's not terrible.
Yeah,
I can't imagine going by yourself.
If you're with your buddies, it makes it a little bit more like, okay, we're all here having a good time. But if you go by yourself, I'll tell you.
And you spend a lot of money
creepy.
for private dances, you got some problems, and you should probably stop doing that.
Yep.
It doesn't hurt anybody. I don't know, though. It fuels a sex trafficking industry. Like, who knows? I don't know.
Oh, it does. Absolutely, it does. And, it's just bad. It's bad. It's all bad, but it's good.
It's fine. It's just like everything else in the world, right?
It's
Take
one
good
of
with
those
the
things
bad.
where it's not healthy for you, but it's fun. That's kind of those are the most things that are good.
John's just looking around his room. He's like, I have no idea what a strip club is.
Oh no.
I've never
I have
been to
no
one.
comment on one, and I have no understanding of where there is one located nearby.
Been to 3. I think I've been to 3. So
Oh.
You ever been to the club Sex in Montreal?
I think I've heard about that one actually, but
Oh,
I've never
that's a
been up
good
to Montreal, so I don't know.
That one was is a good one. Let me tell you.
You know what I mean?
club sex. I mean, I wonder what you're expecting.
Are the regulations a little different up there? Or what?
Right. I was gonna
yeah.
say.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Big time.
Put your hands under your lap. I've heard that
Right.
one before.
I don't understand
You
what the
don't
rules
have to do
are.
that
I mean, it's not club no touch.
Under your lap,
called
not on top of your
sex.
lap. Under your lap. All right.
What else? The Tatiana grill scene was shot guerrilla style. They broke into a party that was going on and candid shot that scene of what's his name, Toros, walking around, grabbing the microphone, interrupting
Oh,
everyone.
wow. Oh.
All that shit was real. They really
Whoa.
interrupted that party.
Nice.
Wow.
Pretty good. And a lot of the other scenes where they were walking around were more coordinated, but they were still actual restaurants and things like that they got permission to work in, but they were active. So they shot during active kitchen time or whatever. Like all that stuff was like
Wow.
basically real.
Whoa.
And
But
they knew the
had
people.
they have to go and let like the customers know or something, right? So they don't. I don't know.
I don't
Something
know.
has to happen there to give like a.
You would think so, but like they know these people. I don't know how
There's-
much of this like
I don't know. Some
It's not in
hero gets up
Hollywood.
there and
a lot of this
decides
movie
to-
was shot in Brooklyn. So like I don't know what the rules are. Like I know in Hollywood there's at least a lot more rules.
Oh yeah, you can't just shoot shit without
right.
permits.
But
Not
can
a
you
chance.
in New York?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Yeah, but it's probably a lot cheaper to do it because I mean the show like Broad City was pretty low budget, but they filmed all throughout New York all the time in that show.
Oh,
So
maybe
it
you
must be
can.
like kind of cheap or cheaper or something.
I mean, they do it in L.A. too, but you just get caught, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and then if you like get nominated for an Oscar, they're like, we didn't get money for this. Give us
That
fucking
would be
money.
worse, right?
But they did a lot of that. They shot in Vegas. Like a lot of that Vegas stuff was actually in Vegas. All the Brooklyn stuff was actually in Brooklyn. Like they just shot in these places, which is pretty sweet. Mikey Madison was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Sean Baker's a huge fan of her scenes in that movie. He would literally, before even thinking about this movie, would watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and only watch the scenes where Mikey Madison was in it.
What was she in that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
She was one of the people who lived on that farm thing.
I never saw that
Oh.
movie.
We watched it for the podcast.
Yes.
It was the one where Brad Pitt was driving around in his car.
Oh, that
the
one.
entire
where
movie.
he beats
Yeah,
up Bruce
yeah, yeah.
Lee.
What? Where? Wait, who was she in that one?
She was like one of the creepy crawlers, wasn't she?
Oh, one of the Charles Manson.
She was one of the people that live on the farm.
Oh,
Okay.
So then he was a big fan of her then, and then he saw the movie Scream, the remake, which came out in 2022, and she was in that too. And him and his wife, Sean Baker's wife, saw it together, and walking out of the theater, they were just like, and he had written Anora at that point. He's like, she's it. We have to get her. Like, we have to call her now and get her to play Anora because she's so fucking good. They called her and she signed on immediately. She didn't have to try out or anything,
Nice.
which is,
easy peasy.
well,
Like,
she didn't
you
have to
just
take off
gotta
all
take
of her
all your
clothes.
clothes off though, and she's like, "Come on, fuck it," you know.
Kind of amazing. I mean, that just by itself, the fact that I thought she was a stripper or could have been a stripper, that's pretty good acting, right? She's not a stripper.
Is it?
I thought she
I
could have.
guess.
Yeah, it is. How is that not good acting? She's convinced me she's somebody else to the point where I think in reality she is that. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see
All
that,
right,
yeah.
I mean, I'll give you that.
For the guy who got his nose smashed in, they had a whole backstory written for him that he was an alcoholic and a drug addict in his past, which is why when he gets hit in the nose and takes the drugs, he starts acting a little goofy, and then he's actually like he starts drinking throughout the second part of that movie because he's taking drugs. So there's
Back
like a
off
whole,
the wagon.
he's got a whole thing going on there.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And he's on a bender.
And the last piece of trivia I have is that they talk about how many carats the ring is. If it was at 4 or something
Four?
like that.
Yeah.
So me and Naomi discussed like, is she going to be okay? Like she's only getting $10,000, $15,000 from the Russian family. She lost her job.
She already got 10,000 right for the week, so she's up to 20,000.
Did she get? She got 15,000 or 10,000 from?
15.
Oh no, 15.
15. So she has 25,000.
Yeah.
But we were thinking like, well, she kind of just ruined her life at the old strip club. Like, is she going to be okay? But looking up the ring, it's $160,000 for the ring, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good. She'll be all right for a while.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be okay. And there's more strip clubs out there. She'll be fine.
She'll find another strip club.
Yeah.
But that one was obviously the best, TC. Did you see how clean those floors were? Jesus. Even near the buffet table, you're not stepping in sticky stuff anywhere.
Gross.
High class establishment.
Hands
Best
on
picture
the
winner
lap.
incoming, guys. Best picture winner incoming. Can you believe it?
Definitely not.
You
And
think it's gonna-
not
really?
going on my 250. Tell you that much.
I'd put it
are
on
you
my
doing?
250.
All right.
good for you.
John.
It gave me an emotion I've never had before.
John?
Anxious and laughing.
I think that's
Good
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah, not on mine though. It didn't hit.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. What are we
Snow
doing next
Warrior.
week?
So we have options next week. A lot of the stuff. Yeah, DC's ready to get it over with. Guys, look at that. 46 minutes. Look at that. That's pretty good. We have two options here. The two I found for Best Picture. So there's two movies that I don't necessarily want to see. Let's see if you agree with me. There is Wicked. I don't really want to see Wicked.
I saw
You guys
it.
care? You already
I saw
it?
most
Can we
of
skip
it.
that one?
That one.
The
we skip that?
production's really
Let's
good,
skip
but I
that
don't really
one.
think it's that interesting otherwise. So
Okay. And I also don't want to see A Complete Unknown.
That's
Me
the
neither,
one
really.
that's on.
Timothy Chalamet,
HBO,
Bob
right?
The
Dylan.
Bob Dylan one.
Oh, no, that's not. Nope, never mind. That's the Bob Dylan one. Yeah, I'm all right with that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
And there's also this one called Emily Perez, which got the 13 nominations. It's the front runner right now. It's free on Netflix, but it pissed off all the transgender and Mexican people that have seen it. And it seems like a bad take on like Oscar bait to kind of be accepting and something like that.
Oh, I don't know if I like that. I probably
I don't like
won't
that either.
that.
I also am worried that whatever we want to talk about, we shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's stay away from that one. What do we? What else?
All
We
right.
got anything else?
Yeah, The
Nickel
Brutalist.
Boys.
Nickel Boy.
Nickel Boys. Nominated
Nickel
for
Boys.
Best Picture. It is available on MGM Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, you can rent it for a week, cancel it.
All right.
$7.
I mean, I'm reading
And
about
that's it. Otherwise, we're going back to the list because
Oh wow,
the other
this is a tough year.
I'm Still Here is not available yet. It looks good, but it's nominated for Best Picture and it's nominated for Best Foreign Picture. So it's
and the
probably gonna win.
Brutalist. We
Brutalist
we
is
have to
just
go.
in theaters right now.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long.
3.5.
Holy shit.
That extra half an hour is going to seem real important at the end of the 3 hours. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Maybe Nickel Boys.
You want
could
to try
be good.
Nickel Boys? I mean, I'm okay. Let's just
It's
do. We
supposed
got
to
to
be
do
good.
one of them, right? I mean, we can't like you just blow them all off.
Yeah,
Can we?
A lot
I
of
mean,
I'm looking just we're looking at there people talking about a really good visual style to it as well, and
all right, let's
so-
do Nickel
it's-
Boy.
It's got a 91 Metacritic critics and then 6.2 users. That's not that great.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Oscar season, guys. How about we do the same thing we do every week? We just list a bunch of movies. We'll figure out what we're going to watch. Go to the
Yeah.
website.
That's
I'll
right.
post on there
There
what
you
we're
go.
watching next week. It'll be something Oscar related. Hopefully that we'll enjoy because that's always the goal for me, at least. I don't want to watch shitty movies.
yeah. No, this was a good
It's a
try.
waste of
This is, I'm
time.
glad at least if one of us can enjoy it, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
Agreed. Carrying it through. Yeah.
Good
All
job,
right.
Daddy.
Let's go for a 3 for 3 next week, huh?
All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Talk to you guys then.
Take care, guys.